Welcome back to Football Pundits. And if you are wondering why we are laughing, it's taken us 20 minutes to start this recording. And we're wondering if what we didn't record was what should have gone up online anyway.
Yes, I think we should.
Anyway, we'll try to replicate that humor in this video. This video was
Can we
supposed
have a poll? Can we have a poll on YouTube? If we
Yeah.
get like an X number of votes, we upload that first 20 minutes uncut.
Yeah, 20 likes, 20 likes on this video, and we upload that video.
Yeah.
I am not
Yeah,
editing
20
anything.
likes on this
Saying-
YouTube video, and we upload that.
Don't
video, which is
edit.
basically
Zero
Arsenal
edit.
ranting.
Just put it up.
Yeah, no editing.
Yeah, so this
Arsenal-
video.
Everyone ranting on Arsenal. Who wants to see?
So this video is supposed to be about VAR and its biggest failures, just like how we failed to get a serious point across so far in this debate. Nirvana, I'm going to start with you because the United game was, like Kern calls it, dull and drab. So let's start off with the goal that wasn't, but which should have been. Lacazette, VAR doing,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Why do you think it wasn't? Like, I still don't know why that goal was disallowed.
I know why it
Is
wasn't.
this what?
I know why it
Who
wasn't.
was it? Aubameyang? Was it Xhaka? Was it Luis? Who was it?
I know why it wasn't. Frank Lampard was sitting in the VAR room. Bands, full bands. That's it. There's no other reason.
Honestly, I would take that over either one of these three. Like, genuinely, I would say, okay, chal, Frank Lampard is sitting, de diya, mat de goal. But these three,
I think that guy was watching as Annie said, the drab and dull United and Chelsea game. They're probably editing that, and he slept off during that decision. That's, I mean,
Okay.
there's no logic to
No,
it.
so if we have to get straight into it very seriously about this, right? Apparently, the only thing that made sense to anybody watching, that was all the official pundits, to the fans around the world, was from the first angle, because they gave us such a dubious angle to begin with, was that Xhaka was interfering with Leno, which, to be fair, he looked offside. When you turn around the angle, he's 2 feet away from him, and the referee can clearly see that. Now, the only thing that makes sense here is that the referee or the linesman who called it or who prompted to the VAR room to get it checked has assumed that the ball has not hit the post and gone in, but hit Aubameyang on the back post and gone in. But that doesn't make sense anyway, because what is
one
VAR?
sec, if it's hit
What is
Aubameyang and gone in,
what
you
is-
don't need VAR.
Yeah, what is VAR
Because
for?
Aubameyang was offside.
No. My point is, what is VAR for if not to correct these stupid assumptions to begin with?
I put my hand up because I have a genuine question to ask. You spoke about one angle, and they put millimeter grids for offside. You think they can't look at another angle in VAR? Yeah, agreed. The linesman angle is crap because it looks like Xhaka sitting in Schmeichel's lap. Fair. Dude, you have spider cams now. Whichever angle you want, you can choose.
but
You can look at.
that is the point. So this is the part of the discussion, right? For everyone who's still with us and not tuned off, what is VAR for? Okay, so they made some changes to VAR for this Premier League week. The stupid handball rule was finally modified, where Robertson was struck on the arm in the game versus Sheffield, but that penalty wasn't given like it was given in the earlier games. Why? Because he was in a running motion. He wasn't intentionally moving his hand out, right? So fine, they are modifying the rules. But something like this doesn't need modification. Something like this needs
There
common
is no
sense.
technicality involved here.
Yeah, this common sense. And I'm going to now push this off to Kern, and Nirvan, you can get a point in between that, and then Kern can take over. Why aren't you all using the pitch side monitors like they were used in the very first World Cup when VAR was tried? The guy on the field can fix his mistakes or back up his calls. That is 860 seconds. The game doesn't even get paused that long. Or if he's
And
completely
the ball was
missed
out of play. The ball went into the goal. It was a dead ball.
and if he's completely missed something, VAR has a job to just look at it. Hey, why don't you just stop play? Doesn't matter where the ball is gone. Go check it out.
It didn't need to stop. It was a goal.
I'm saying in general, but yeah, go for it.
Fair.
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean-
my biggest point is that David Luiz has pulled off a successful dummy and gone onside when Lacazette has jumped over a defender and headed a ball to the back post. And you call it off for this?
Nobody could believe it. Clearly.
Like this is a blue moon situation that has happened.
I think that's
And
why
you're
got
saying
disallowed.
Xhaka was fondling Schmeichel, that's why no goal.
I think that's why I got disallowed. Even they were like, "Dude, this is impossible. So this cannot happen." This
Exactly.
cannot happen. But anyway,
Like allowed, not allowed. This is against football. You can't have this goal.
Obviously, I mean, it's a no-brainer that pitch side monitors should be the solution, right? I mean, yes, check it and go back to the ref, I have a bigger solution here and I have a bigger problem here. Okay, so I'm going to discuss both at some point. But the biggest solution I'll start with right now is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, learn from cricket. Honestly, just give each team 2 times that you can use it, with the on-field refs call, and each team gets 2 chances to appeal it, and then after
But
that the discussion goes into that. You know what the so this takes out the question of stoppages and this and that, right? People
No,
are
but
saying
Gurn, can I
not
ask
going to
you
pitch side
something?
monitor for
Gurn,
like stoppages.
if this has gone to VAR, and if a team feels stupid enough that they will review this, and this is the decision you're going to get out of that, what is the point of the review?
No, my point being that, so what will happen then is, in this case, then you make it compulsory for the ref to check the screens. Why they're not checking the screens right now? So you know what? Fluid play, right? So now
Can I ask you a
it's 2
question here?
stoppages.
Can I ask you a question
But
here?
fluid play is
When they
stupid
one
again.
sec, Annie, can I ask one question? Can I ask one simple question? Those millimeter grids that they pull the lines and all, the ref has to see that, or is that in the VAR room?
No, so when they're trying to so offside calls is when
When
the
they're
referee
checking
doesn't.
offside, when they're checking,
So the referee never goes to the pitch side monitor for offside calls. Offside calls are
he
based
doesn't
in
need
the
to,
VAR
because that
control room.
millimeter grid or whatever has been decided in the VAR room that
Correct.
okay, it is off. Give
Which
it.
is why I started
So
off with
why
this.
can't the guys in the VAR room look at 4 cameras and say your decision is wrong?
Which is why we
Don't
started
give
off.
it.
Which is why we started off this with the Lacazette goal first, is because it is for me the biggest failure of technology. What is the point of
Yeah.
VAR if not to
VAR, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I can't sing,
I
so I'm
only
just
singing.
narrating lyrics now.
yeah. I was, which is why I did that.
I
Yeah.
can't sing to save my life. You'll have like negative views by the end of this.
No, but like, you know what, like Kern said, right? Kern said, look, this is about reducing the number of interruptions during a game.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing here is though, fine, in this situation, it was dead ball, didn't matter anyway in advance, correct?
It went into the goal. You're
Yeah,
not
no, but-
interrupting play.
The bigger point here being not about this situation in general, right? Obviously, we're talking about this one situation in a
Yeah.
game, but
No,
yeah,
no,
needs
fair,
to sort of
fair.
look at the entire game, entire 90 minutes. How do you do it without stopping play again and again? And obviously, this is while we're sat at home. Once crowds reopen, sitting in the stadium while they play keeps stopping again and again and again. For this, obviously, is
It's
what they're
annoying.
trying to avoid, which is why the refs
Yeah.
not going.
No,
there.
but Kern,
you change this by sending him to the monitor twice a match for per team.
no, and also it wasn't twice a match. We saw this in the World Cup. It was flawless.
Yeah.
The referee didn't have to go because the guys in the VAR room were monitoring the whole game, and only if he had done something monumentally wrong or he could correct, they'd be like, you know what, it's within the purview of 30 seconds, after something. It was so effortless. Premier League,
Yeah,
arguably
he
the biggest
literally- he
league in the
literally has
world,
yeah.
with the most technology, with the most camera angles, with everything, can't figure a way out. Are you kidding me?
They're overcomplicating
No,
things, basically.
One sec. Instead, see, after every such controversial play, players are running to the ref and arguing for 30-40 seconds regardless. What if the ref just says, shut up, I'm looking now, and runs to the screen?
Yeah.
It's only that simple.
Yep. And I mean, which is the second point. For me, the biggest problem about VAR and the stoppages and all is the fan celebrating angle, right? Like right now, when my team scores a goal, I can't celebrate for 30 seconds, man, because I'm like, look, VAR is going to come, something is going to be there. Like I think all of that, which sort of is a reason why I'm saying the twice a game thing, because then it's not like every single moment will be stopped and everything, and then even the referral will become a part of the game, part of the fans, like, dude, captain, refer this up. The team should have referred, the manager should have referred this one. Oh, this one we didn't. It sort of makes it more interesting rather than now every goal that's gone in, I'm like, okay, let me not celebrate. Oh, VR has checked it, yay. And I think that is what's killing football for me, Wrong decisions have always been part of it.
Wait,
So then let's make your
let's take it this
suggestion
way.
a little more interesting. No, let's make
Yeah.
your suggestion a little more
Let's do it.
interesting. Who gets final say? Is it the guy sitting in the room, or after being given
Referee.
all the facts fairly,
Referee.
the referee takes the call?
On-field referee has to have the final call for me,
Yeah.
unless it's offside. So, for example, look, now I want to go on to the next point, but I will build on to what Kern said, right?
But Annie, this was offside, right? This was technically offside. This was an offside VAR call.
Correct.
Which also let me link this to another big decision, which was Sadio Mane.
Sorry, wait.
And his offside
Kern,
call.
No, this VAR call actually was called by the on-field the assistant referee, correct?
It was called by the linesman.
Yes,
Right?
and VAR was supposed to easily overrule that.
Yeah.
So the problem here is the logic they've used, Kern, is that they've said that there was no clear and obvious error made. I don't understand. Why is it so difficult to look at the angles you're showing us and be like, hey, this is obviously wrong. Your interpretation on your side is wrong. What is the point that the linesman like Nirvan said doesn't have the advantage which you have because you have million camera angles onto it?
Yeah, which is where I'm going to go back to the cricket thing, right? If it is this close, leave it to the on-field umpire's call, the referee's call. Like that's how they do it there, right? Like DRS, if it's just about hitting like some missing this side, on-field
So what you're
umpire's call
saying is the
stays.
$40 trillion that they've spent to get that stupid millimeter line technology is all for shit now.
No, it's there, but then you leave it onto the on-field referee's call. Like you make all those lines and you do all of that, but if it's that close to do like millimeters, or if it's that fine, then you leave it to the on-field ref. Because
So if Cavani's split end is offside, it's not offside.
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because see, in the end of the day, all of this is sort of brought on to make clear and obvious refereeing decisions overturned, right?
Yeah.
None of these are clear and obvious. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it. If it's if it's that much of a knee or something ahead, I get it. Offside is offside. But if it's, as you said, a split end of a hair, I think that's a bit much. I mean,
No, but
Yeah, like,
coming back,
if you look at
but-
Madhavan,
VAR is like a startup that's desperately trying to like show proof of concept.
yes,
Like, see,
exactly.
I can
It's
also do. I
forcing
can
the
also
issues,
do.
yeah.
Give money.
no, so one
It's
second.
forcing the issue.
Yeah.
But I have to come back to Lacazette goal. It has just come to complete failure of VAR. Simple. That's the easiest
Yeah, of
overturn of
course.
the easiest overturn of the century. They had to do nothing
Of
but
course.
okay. So that's all. You know what, Kern? I got what you're trying to say. I personally don't agree that you need to have the referrals for teams. You need to let the guy on the field who's made these decisions. So now I'm going to put it into the second part of this, right? What happened in the United Chelsea game? The holding, the corners, the shoves. That is unfair advantage which was defenders were always having over the attackers. Pulling jerseys, which is, to be fair, I get it. Players are getting away with it. If Chris Smalling was in the Premier League in the last 2 years, United would have got 27 penalties in the last 2 years. They would have conceded 28 because of him only. That's all would have happened, right? The way he was pulling. Now, obviously, all the pundits and everybody else is only focusing on Maguire's foul on Azpilicueta, not the foul that was committed on.
I think there's Reece James on Maguire.
And now again there, VAR technically got it right. No, they have looked at both situations and said both are not penalties. They are consistent. They were consistent.
I
Were they
honestly,
consistent or were they tit for tat? Like, hey, sorry, we messed up here, but we'll mess up for them also. Fair.
That's the
shockingly
consistency.
enough, I actually think that Chelsea was the one who deserved the penalties of the two incidents, because I do think that Maguire's hold was actually a lot more in play and a lot more aggressive than the other one. If you just sort of take stills of the two, yes,
I
it
don't
looks like
agree
it's
with
the
you.
same thing.
If a striker
If it's a
trips on
video-
a refrigerator on the pitch, it's not a foul.
Boo.
But I think if you compare both videos, both stills speak a different picture. But if you compare both videos, I do think that was the thing. And funnily enough, when the Maguire thing happened, I actually messaged a friend of mine, dude, how is VR not checking that? And at the immediate end, at the other end, they were checking a VR on Rashford, a foul on Rashford. And when they started that VR check, I thought they were doing it to Maguire. I'm like, dude, that's a penalty given, because that's an obvious penalty.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, first shocking thing there, I think Chelsea deserve the penalty and not United, as other people would otherwise expect me to say on this video. But again, the point being that VR is just so inconsistent in terms of decision making, right? If you're saying that, okay, a referee's missed the decision, that should be a foul in the book, then you pull that up, right? You can't just be like, acha ye wala jaane dete hain. How does that make sense? You look at everything, right? That's the whole point of VR. is to
So,
look
but
at
Gordon-
everything.
but Gordon,
I
that-
think before every game, managers have like an auction of who's gonna get VAR decisions in their favor. Like,
which is
I
why
think
my
before
whole
every game, it
point.
just seems like that, bro.
No, but-
like sometimes you do like this much to him and it's a red card, and sometimes you slap him across the face and it's like, no, doesn't.
The
deserve
Martial
it.
decision obviously comes back to it, but
Yeah.
which is why I'm going back to my two calls rule, or how many ever calls rule. The
Yeah,
the captains
I
can
think,
appeal
I
for
think
it.
review is good. It makes
You
it
know, in this
entertaining also.
situation,
Yeah, why not?
In this situation, the captain will just be like, you know what? No, I know this is a foul. You refer it. I don't care what if that guy might have missed it. I don't care. You refer this one. I know it is.
No,
that.
but then
And it's on the team.
Con, I think if you're saying this, then the call has to be from the man sitting elsewhere, and it has to be a completely unbiased and unsort of like.
No, it could be that the referee's not seen it at all, right? My point being is,
But the referee also has
So he sees it-
11 players or 22 players shouting at him also at that time, and then wherever
Yeah.
the pressure's from, he could be inclined towards giving it there. But if you're
I mean,
saying
that's
my
down to the
call,
referee
you
to
are
decide.
wrong,
This
I
is
need
where
someone else to tell
no,
you are wrong.
No, this is where I
This is
disagree.
where he
This
goes
is
to
where
the
I
screen.
disagree.
Yeah.
This is why there's a screen. The provision
Yeah,
is already
exactly.
made. FIFA got this right years back. They actually did something right for a change in all the bullshit that they were up
No,
to.
no.
They have played this in such a simple way. It's actually supposed to be that simple: Control C, Control V, and they've not done it. They've complicated this. So, like you guys said, right? Offside calls which were missed or not missed by the linesman should be by default taken over by the VAR room. Apart from that, if you're saying referral system, like Karan said, that it's a double-edged sword. He likes it, but there's too many complications in terms of how long would interruptions be? Would it be fair? Look, there are obviously different ways to look about it. The way I see it is what you said, right? The red cards. How are some fouls in some games looked at by VAR, corrected by VAR, and given as red cards? Other games, the VAR has been checking the same fouls, nothing given. Now again, that comes
See,
down to the
this is
fact
this is this
because
is
no,
this.
it's actually not complicated. It's this underlying rule. They operate under one underlying rule. That particular decision taken, not taken, was it a clear and obvious error? That is what
See,
they are
Anil, but
working, and that for me is wrong.
clear and
That's
obvious
wrong.
error.
Yeah.
Clear and obvious error is a very subjective statement.
Yes, that's the problem.
LBW pitching
Is it-
in like pitching in line of leg stump, pitching outside line of leg stump.
Yeah.
Fair enough, given.
Yeah.
Whether
Which
he's
is what I'm saying. This should clearly be: is
and
this a penalty or
trailing
not
like-
a penalty? Is this a red or not? Doesn't matter what the umpire decide, what the referees decided. Should it have been a red or not? It doesn't matter what angle say he's perceived this and clear and obvious error. No, is it a foul? Is it a penalty? Is it red?
even
Just go by
even the verbiage of the rules are so vague.
yeah.
It doesn't
No.
it doesn't help the cause, right?
No, and you like you said, it's subjective, right? So you see these inconsistent decisions week in, week out, referee to referee, and I know why they're doing this. They don't want to take away that final power from the referee on the field, or
So
else it's
then
going
to
become-
hell with technology. Let's
No.
go back to football as it was.
No,
Please.
so that is the reason why. No, I'm trying to make
I
a point.
did a TOK presentation in school on this. When no one
You
knew
know-
technology was coming into football, I'm like, scrap it. You're ruining the sport.
And I'm actually going to bring back one technology they brought in was flawless goal line technology, right? It was proper science. Ball is crossed to the line or not cross the line. Done. Science.
Wasn't there a game very recently?
I was about to say
Like the
Sheffield Aston
first-
Villa. Sheffield
Yeah,
Aston Villa.
Sheffield Villa, dude. What the hell?
That was a 1 in 29,000 chance apparently. But see,
How? What do you mean?
no, that the camera
Ball
didn't catch
cross
it.
the line.
No,
You
that the
have
camera
one
didn't
job.
catch it or
Did the
something
ball
like that.
cross the line? Yes. No.
Okay, guys. Okay. So look, we have less time, unfortunately, left on this call, right? So, Kern first you and then Nirvan, right? What do you generally suggest, Kern, apart from referrals? Because we're seeing something that's been proposed already and removed off, right? What do you see is the only fix? Is it what you and I are already saying, that leave the on-field decision to the referee looking at the monitor? Or you think there's a genuine alternate solution which no one's looking at?
So I think, yeah, one is pitch side monitors should be it. You know, if a referee is being told he's making a wrong decision, if it's not apart from offside, then just go and check the screen and see, oh, this is what I thought, this is what it is. Right? I mean, if you're leaving it to his discretion with clear, obvious errors, I just go to that. Secondly, I think just, do away with it. Just keep it for offsides or like very obvious ones. Don't make it too complicated. Let fans be able to celebrate goals. That's it. I just hope that, as a fan, I just want to be able to celebrate a goal and not think thrice before, oh, I need to wait. It's sucking the fun out of football, honestly.
Unless it's Liverpool. That was really fun, but haven't the money for us.
Unless it's Liverpool.
Nirvan, quickly your say.
I have two suggestions. Either I go with Kern with the review. You have your 2 reviews, 1 review, whatever you define how many reviews you have. Captain takes the call, but it's not the referee's call. Then the call is out of the pitch. You've decided to review because you think the person on the pitch is not capable of taking the right decision. You go out of the pitch. Technology, everything does its thing, and the final objective call is taken from outside the pitch and given to the pitch, and that is the final call. Or to hell with technology, out with technology, no technology, we're back to old school football.
So Nirvan, fair enough. I don't agree with you because I do not like you, but you know what? That's personal issues aside. Personal issues aside.
Okay, then.
Done. Are you happy? See?
That's what's happening. That's what's happening with the referees. Personal issues. Get them out.
Aside.
It's not a side.
So yeah,
Why you disallow Arsenal goal?
it's not me, man. It's Frank. Frank's sitting over there. He's just pissed off about what happened against United. So he's just like, you know what? I'm going to take it out on Mikel. Because why not, right? the thing then is very simple, right, Nirvan? Why they're not doing that is because they want that sanctity of the referee on the field to remain. But then you're saying with full extremity things, you're saying just screw all of it and let it just go away. I think the whole
Then
point
trust
of
the referee.
but then
Either
that's
trust him or don't trust him. I think Nirvan.
Yeah, it's that simple.
it's like you're buying your
I
little
trust you, baby, but give me the password to all your
no
accounts.
no 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 it's no, it's like your parents buying. It's like the parents buying their 16-year-old kid a brand new iPhone, but putting in secret tracking apps, right? Oh, I trust you, but hey, I'm going to still find out what the hell you're up to, right? But no, look,
but then yeah.
no, but look, I get what
Go
you're
on.
saying, Nirvan. I get it. It is actually just adding more complication, which is why we are at the stage we are at, where we had ridiculous calls, and which could have been a good point for Arsenal.
No, and if you're saying this is for the sanctity of the referee, you're making him look like an idiot with this, because you're giving opportunity, saying that you had these tools at your disposal, and you yet messed up.
You're still useless.
Which is, I was coming to that.
You're
I agree with
still
you.
useless.
It's again becoming just detrimental to everything you're doing.
Yeah.
So you know what? Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Do let us know what you guys think about VAR and what's happened over the Premier League season so far. All those ridiculous calls that you've seen, including the offside goals and Mane, and no idea what happened there as well, right? Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe on our channel. Hit like on our videos. Hit us up on social media as well. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget that if this video gets 20 likes, we will push Annie to release that 15-minute Nirvan rant unedited. It is hilarious, guys. Let's put some peer pressure on Annie. Let's get those likes in on this.
I'm going to release it anyway. Don't worry. I was just doing drama. Anyway,
almost know it all and almost famous.
Almost, hopefully.
VAR checks, video approved.
Video approved.
See you guys. Cheers.
See you.